Bernie hurried up to the man at once. Uncle, I mean, Mr. Coop, this cafe failed their hygiene inspection, so I came to tell them to cease operations. However, the cafe owner didn't listen to me and got his friends to beat us all up. Look, my teeth are all crooked now. Herod Coop rolled his eyes, glaring at his nephew. He knew just what kind of person his nephew was, and that he was twisting the truth for sure. However, he could not just let his nephew get beaten up without doing anything, or his nephew's ferocious mother would give him a hard time. So, he raised his voice authoritatively. Who was it who hit you? Bernie pointed at Wilbur at once. It was him. Herod strode up to Wilbur. Did you beat these people up? That's what I did, Wilbur said calmly. Herod looked at the indifferent expression on his face and felt irritated right away. Young man, do you know it's illegal to assault others? I could have you arrested, Herod said, his tone threatening. Wilbur chuckled. Arrest me? Where are you going to take me to? Somewhere you deserve to be, Herod said coldly. Wilbur glanced at him. Is that so? Where would someone like you deserve to be then? What do you mean by that, young man? Herod was angered by those words. Wilbur shouted. What do I mean? Your nephew ate here without paying, so I reminded him to. Not only did he not pay up, but he even threatened to get physical with me. Did you come all this way here just to back him up instead of telling him off? How dare you? Herod was caught off guard by Wilbur's sudden outburst. This man had not only exposed that Bernie was his nephew but was even shouting at him. No one but his superiors had dared to talk to him like that. This guy was looking for trouble. Herod's humiliation turned into rage, and he retorted, Very well. You've certainly got some nerves threatening someone. Arrest him and have him brought to any relevant departments to be punished. Get physical if he fights back. Seeing as he had no other choice, Herod had decided to fight back the hard way. Herod had plenty of connections and would make sure that this guy got to experience the full prison treatment when he got in there. Herod's men charged forward and were about to take Wilbur away. Just then, Gordon stood up with an icy smirk. Mr. Coop, who are you to do that? And who the hell are you? Herod retorted. My name's Gordon Grayson. Gordon stared Herod down. Herod thought the name sounded a little familiar but could not be sure who it was and fell silent for a while trying to figure it. Gordon took out his phone and dialed a number. I'll get someone to remind you who I am. A brief moment later, the call connected, and a friendly voice rang through the phone. General Grayson. What's up? Mr. Brigado, could you make a trip to Henwood's Cafe on Salland Road? There's something I need your help with. Gordon said, I'll be right there. Give me a minute. Gordon ended the call and smiled at Herod. Take your time to think about it. If you really can't remember who I am, Chase Brigado will be right here to tell you. Chase Brigado, Mr. Brigado? Herod panicked at the mention of the name at once. That was his superior. Gordon Grayson knew who Mr. Brigado was. It sure seemed like they were pretty close. Herod was done for if Chase were to show up. His position held a lot less power than Chase's, to the point where Chase might not even know who he was. But if Chase were to find out that he had hired his thug of a nephew to abuse his power like that, Herod would be in trouble.